combined for one thing. They came together for one thing, and that was just amazing. And now we're doing the same thing in Houston, and then these other states that are getting affected by Hurricane Harvey right now. So it's, I mean, as much as they keep on screwing around and messing up and doing the negative, every time they have a really good hard negative, we got that positive one right there that can match them. And I think it just keeps going up and up. And, you know, we got somebody on our side, and his name's God, you know, the creator of the universe. So,
yes,
and we're starting to see it. You know, if you're not a believer, that's okay too, you know, but man, you're going to have to start thinking this is starting to fall in sync like a good battle. It's not nothing good about it, but, I mean, this is awakening everybody. You can see it in their face, their spirit, their soul, and everything that in between. So
I've got an uncle who very devout Christian, and he's kind of batching it this week. His wife and his family went to the beach, and so he's kind of hanging by himself. And I live just a couple streets over, so I took him some goulash the other night, and I just love talking to him because he's my link to my past on my mom's side, and you know, he's the family historian, and you know, we were talking about this and that, and he just kind of sat there, and he was getting mad at all the Trump hate. He was getting mad at all the hate. And,
I think everybody is, yeah.
And he's got a temper, and I could see, but he's getting up there.
That's okay.
I could see it in his eyes, and then he just kind of calmed down, and he said, "My God's going to come back, and when he does, he's going to kick butt." That's all he said.
Yeah.
And it's true. It is. But you know, that's
it's not like we're wanting to kick butt or nothing. We're just going to kick him back into reality. That's all. Everybody needs to get back into reality. You know.
Well, we do. We need to snap into. We need to start, because the media has defined our reality. Starting, you know, way back
That's a good point.
With reality television. I mean, that's what
more
we need to know. And who better manipulates it now than our president, you know? And I think it's been the media is a double-edged sword. And so what they can do to the population when they wake up will 1,000-fold do to them. And it's coming. It's actually happening right now.
Yes.
But
nobody approves the mainstream media right now. I think it's less than 7% approve of what they're doing. Or that's Congress.
Yeah.
Or one of the two.
Yeah, well, I mean, and you know, here's the thing, and I think this is the best battle strategy, but it's so hard. It's so hard to do and so hard to master, because I let it grab me, and all of a sudden I'm wanting to grab somebody up and just shake them. But you know, you know, when it says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers, you know, of the darkness of this world, and against spiritual wickedness in high places." So that tells us, you know, these people are zombies, and a lot of them, man, they don't look like they're in control, and so you kind of also have to realize that some of these people literally, and I mean, it's not crazy to say that some of these people literally are possessed by a spirit of hate, by a spirit of evil. Literally.
I've seen some videos with some different individuals. They don't look like they're there.
Oh, dude,
somebody else is in them.
I have seen them. I'm looking right now. I'm in my man cave, and I am looking at what I like to call a Trump trophy. And what that is, Zach, is when I first got behind, once Rand kind of, you know, fizzled, and Trump blew me away. It wasn't so much that I just switched because there was no Rand, but I mean, Trump really, I mean, he brought his A game, and I said, look, I am behind this man. So, long story short, I get involved with the campaign. I get a hold of some signs, I get a hold of some shirts, some bumper stickers.
Cool.
And so I blanket my area, and just to show you how you turn it back on them. So I put one at this intersection right on the bypass near where I live. It's a very highly visible spot. So I've got this big Trump, the red, white, and blue, Trump Make America Great Again, sign. And so I go out and I stick it in the ground, and a few days later I'm driving past it, and all my other signs are missing. I mean, they just blanket were stolen. So, I mean, literally, dude, every one of them.
Yeah.
So I drive past, and I see something on the sign. And so I pull over, and I walk up to my sign, and I'll post pictures underneath the media player, but for this episode, but it literally says F Trump on one side, spray painted. They literally took the sign and spray painted it, but they had to do more than just spray paint it, Zach, because they took a ballpoint pen on the other side. They removed the sign, spray painted it, defaced it with a ballpoint pen and spray paint, and then brought it back to that spot and stuck it in the ground. So at that point, I was ready to roll. I was ready to fight. And, but what I did was I took it to social media. And that's why I know in my heart there are more good people than there are these people out in, because Zach, they came to my house. Somehow they followed the signs back, or they networked. They came to my house and stole what signs I had left. I had them on my porch. I live down a dead end street. So,
oh, wow.
So they literally came to my house, stole my signs, and then they put over my Trump bumper sticker, they put a sticker that says fight bigotry or denounce bigotry over my Trump sticker. So
I bet.
I mean, man, and I've been cussed, spit at, at Trump rallies. I mean, unless you actually experience it, it is, if you're not behind the man before, go to one of these rallies and see. Well, just stand there. They'll come to you, Yeah,
I was going to say that too. See, I was worried about all those signs when all that was going on, because like I told you, I thought everybody would be behind this man because we didn't want Hitler for president. But then as time progressed, I was just like, man, I can't believe how much hate is out here. And then with these signs, I was like, man, I want to put a bumper sticker on the car, or a sign in the yard, but everybody's getting so ferocious with this. We might need to have a electric fence or something like that to zap them if they start trying to vandalize our property or something. So what I ended up doing was getting an InfoWars T-shirt. I started getting a couple of those and wearing them out in public and stuff, just like Alex Jones was saying to do. He was like, just try this one. It was, I think, Trump is my president. I like wearing that one. Yep. And going out and being to these public restaurants, some of the best ones in town, or going to doctor's appointments or big events, you know what I mean? I wasn't actually going. We don't have big political rallies in Paris, but
right.
I was doing these different, just walking to Walmart, doing grocery shopping. You wouldn't believe how many people stop and say something to you. And that's what we all need to do, is just start interacting with everybody. We're so plugged into the system, into these computers and phones. We need to see who these people are and what they can say, because I almost feel like I was going to get a couple of quarters and dollars and $20 bills, because everybody in my town, when I had that shirt on, they'd be giving me that, hell yeah, very good. I like you, man. You're on the right page. But then also you start getting those other looks too. And people start questioning you, like, what are you doing here? Like, well, I'm shopping. What are you doing here, And then they start going in, and then I want to have a conversation with these people. Well, what's on your mind? Why don't you like him? Well, they said he was grabbing people by the, what.
He's a racist.
And I'm just like,
he's a racist.
I'm like, or that too, It's just like, well, can you say anything else? Like, come on now. So did you hear that off the TV?
I have a really good friend, and it was a phenomenon, and I don't understand. It's got to be some type of grassroots networking political action group out there doing this. This is because I'll tell you why. I heard 2 or 3 people who don't know each other that were black say the exact same thing. So the first rally I went to, I had an extra ticket. And I have a good buddy. We'll call him Charlie Rock. He's a good friend of mine. I called him and I said, man, I got an extra ticket. I said, you want to roll down to the rally with me? And he yelled, "Hell no!" And I said,
"Oh wow!"
I was like, "What's going on?" He said, "Trump said," I ain't going to see that. I said, "Why?" He's, I was just, because he's a veteran. It shocked me. And he said,
"Yeah."
He said Trump said that he was going to send all the Mexicans back to Mexico and all the blacks back to Africa.
Oh my gosh!
And
I really don't think he said that.
No, well, see, but the thing is, no, he didn't say that. And
I know,
so I was like, man, can you give me a source for that? I asked him, I was like, where did you see this? And it's all, well, it was hearsay. It was word of mouth. It was, and it was it wasn't just the Mockingbird media, but it was the people behind the Mockingbird media. These political activists, Zach, I'm going to give you, here's the thing, and it's very insidious. When I was talking about the protest at the Bechtel Summit, where the president never even saw, it was not even the path, it was probably 7 miles from where the president was. But a CBS 59 affiliate showed up. The reporter who wrote she misquoted me on the internet, and then they misrepresented me on television. And that, I don't know if you saw my profile picture on Facebook, but
I sure did. Yeah. Okay. It looks like you're getting interviewed.
So that's a picture my dad sent me. And he said, "What are you doing?" Dude.
Oh no.
I had one girl who loves the president at work, loves the president, and she was in tears like I had betrayed the president because the media labeled me as a participant. They labeled me as a participant.
I see that. I'm online right now looking at it. They sure did.
They did
participant.
They did a 5-minute interview with me, and I knew it was going to be a 10-second soundbite or a 5-second soundbite, but they did a 5-minute interview with me, and they didn't do too bad with that. I mean, they had me saying, "Yeah, I'm not, I don't." I don't believe what these people believe, but, God bless America, they're doing it peacefully. But at that point, I thought they were West Virginians who were vested, and they were actually protesting because they were there. I found out it was the NAACP. It was Healthcare for America Now. It was West Virginia Free, which is an abortion. So healthcare is a human right, not just for the rich and white, unless you're a baby. Then you don't have you don't have no human rights because you're a baby.
Absolutely.
And the same people, Zach, I'll link to this because I'm not defaming anybody. It's all out there. I'll link to this underneath the media play. The same people were in Charleston, West Virginia, the state capital, at a Confederate statue denouncing racism. And they had an NAACP, that the lady who was from Pittsburgh that stated on video that she was from West Virginia and that she wasn't being paid, the paid political activist, the community organizer. The NAACP was also, she was there, race baiting in my neighborhood, but now she's denouncing, the Sith Lord she works for is quoted on an article a local television station put out, denouncing racism. So what is it? Is it not racism? Are certain shades of racism acceptable and certain shades aren't? I don't get it, but that shows they're not invested in what they say.
Exactly. And it's like, what motivates them? Does it go back to that money? Is that what's motivating this lady? Or does she get a kickoff at messing everybody's minds up or being an evil witch? I don't know.
Oh, man.
I'm not like that. You aren't programmed like that,
No.
So I don't know what makes them run.
I don't,
like negativity. I want to get far away from that as I can.
Well, here's what I think we do, Zach. We fight this with the spirit, not the flesh. I've been doing that here lately, yeah. Well, and see, here's the thing. You beat these people on a spiritual level. And I'm not virtue signaling. I know that, I talk about, protecting Christian rights and everything. I'm not virtue signaling. I am a flawed individual. There's probably stories of me out there that would make Roger Stone blush. So, but, on the same thing, I'm also, I'm forgiven. And, I'm not virtue signaling when I say this, but you beat these people on a spiritual level.